Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for the Milan Carpi pre-match live stream. Of course, kickoff is in 20 minutes at the San Siro, and we'll be obviously speaking about the lineups in this video, as well as your comments and predictions and questions overall regarding today's game in the later stages of this live stream. So make sure to leave your thoughts and predictions on tonight's match in the comment section. So let's start off by speaking about Milan's lineup, because like I mentioned in the match preview, there are some changes overall to the team regarding the midfield as well as the trequartista. So let's go over the official lineup for Milan, as Donnarumma will be playing in net. Back four made up of Abate, Alex, Romagnoli, and Antonelli on the left. So pretty much identical back four as the one that we saw against Sampdoria. As for the midfield, we got Poli starting over Kuchka on the right. In the middle, we got Montolivo, and Bonaventura will be playing on the left. Trequartista is Boateng, and up front, we'll see Bacca and Balotelli. So, as I said, no changes really to what I reported yesterday on the match preview. But there are some changes in regards to last game when we faced Sampdoria. So I want to start off this live stream by speaking about these changes. And of course, I want to know your opinions and thoughts on these changes in the comment section, as I'll be reading them out loud in just a few moments. So let's start off with Poli, as he's going to be replacing Kuchka in this game. Obviously, Poli has been receiving lots of criticism all year round, all season round, for when he actually played. And I think I read a stat before, this is going to be his third or fourth starting game in the game that he starts. So personally, I don't know how Poli is going to fare in this game. I know that we're playing a team like Carpi and we shouldn't really have any problems. But there are some players, as we know on this team, that even though we are playing an opponent that is not that great in terms of skill, they still find that difficulty all around to actually perform well and get the job done for Milan. So in my opinion, Poli might be a worrying thought to have in this formation. But at the same time, I'm curious to see how he could cope. I'm not really expecting anything extraordinary from him, as you would expect. But everyone knows on this team that we need to get the win tonight. So hopefully the only positive I could see from Poli coming into this match is his great work ethic that he has. Always runs, sprints at the opponent. He's very good in confronting opponents, I guess you could say. But skill-wise, he needs to be better. So he definitely needs to fill in the shoes of Kuchka. Kuchka, I mean, they're not the same type of player at all, because Kuchka actually has a bit of skill when you see him in his runs and so forth. But Poli's going to have to find another type of game that suits him and the team in general. Moving on to Bonaventura. Last game, he played as a trequartista. Now he's going back to that midfield role. And personally, I think that role is what suits Bonaventura at the moment. I mean, many people are saying, yes, it will be great to see him as a trequartista and so forth. But Bonaventura as a midfield, I mean, that's where he's been playing all season round. And I think on the flank, you know, he's game in and game out, he always works that flank very well. And he always, I don't know, gets past opponents pretty easily. He adds that flair that we are missing all the time on the wings. So technically speaking, I prefer Bonaventura on that side. But and I think he shouldn't have any problems against Carpi, even though you're expecting them to play a more defensive game all around. But honestly speaking, I think Bonaventura shouldn't have any problems today, and he could definitely work that left side pretty well. Now, the main topic of discussion is the trequartista, because Boateng will be playing there, and this is his first time that he starts a game in over 2 years or something, from what I read. So it's kind of crazy to think that. And also the thing that Boateng is actually starting as a trequartista. Now, this is a big gamble, in my opinion, because obviously we haven't seen much from Boateng. and Brocky must have seen something maybe during the week of training that will actually suit this formation from Boateng. At the same time, Berlusconi likes Boateng in that position, so it might have also been a bit influential in Brocky's decision overall. So honestly speaking, I don't know how Boateng could fare in this game. As I said before, it could be a very good game for him or a very bad game. But I don't know. He just has those games where he does very well, and hopefully that's going to be one tonight because, as I mentioned before, we need the win at all costs. So let's start reading your comments, guys. Hope you guys send in some. Let's start looking at them. We have some comments right here. All right, so let's start off with Shadow of Lendersman. He says his prediction is 3-1 for Milan. So I guess you're predicting a very high-scoring game. I could see that, but let's not forget that we already played Carpi on 2 occasions this year. The first time tying them 0-0 at their home field in the Serie A. And after that, we played them at the San Siro in the Coppa Italia quarterfinals, where we actually beat them 2-1. So it's always been pretty tight games with them. I know their keeper is a crazy keeper. He actually always keeps them into games. And I don't know. There's something about that keeper that, I don't know, he's just a fluke. He gets these crazy saves all the time, but hopefully he won't be making many of those tonight. Also, Carpi, they're coming off a great 4-1 win against Genoa over the weekend, so they're going to come into this game with full momentum. Definitely, their position in the standings is still pretty risky. I mean, there's only 1 point ahead of Frosinone, the last team that is currently occupying that relegation zone group. So they're going to need points here, and they're going to try and do something to shock Milan. Speaking about Milan, they need to pick up a win because obviously Sassuolo and Lazio dropped points yesterday in the Serie A. So this is going to be a big opportunity for Milan to get a possible 6 points gap ahead of Sassuolo, as well as 7 points ahead of Lazio and Chievo, which will be pretty much, I wouldn't say sealed the deal for the 6th place, but with 4 games remaining, there's high chances that we could finally qualify for at least the Europa League. And speaking about some of the teams above us, there's obviously Fiorentina, which currently speaking, they're 7 points ahead of us. But if we win, we're going to cut that gap to 4 points. And let's not forget that next week they'll be playing Juventus, while I believe we're playing Verona. So that gap could really close down to almost 1 point if we get 2 straight wins here, which will always be good for us if we want to get that 5th position. So, right now, I don't want to do much math because, honestly speaking, there's still 5 games remaining. Anything could happen. But Milan need to win these games against these teams who are battling for relegation. Now, these teams are going to be desperate, but we need to get the points here at all costs. There's no doubt about that because we can't afford dropping points at this point of the season. Let's see if you guys have more comments regards to today's match. We got a lot here. Franco says, I think Poli can be an okay player. However, it's not just Poli, but the whole team that needs to link up with each other better, and I completely agree with that. He says, I'm looking to see what Boateng can produce. Do you think having Bonaventura deeper in the midfield will help Milan in the creativity department? I definitely think so because, like I mentioned before, Bonaventura has been playing in that midfield all season long, and he's been providing some very good assists. Let's not forget, he's probably the highest assistman in this Milan side this season. So I think that position is great for him, and I'm pretty sure he can still do a very good job altogether. And like you mentioned, it's all going to really depend on how the team links up. And I mean, if the team in general is having a good game, you could obviously expect some players are not really technically able to perform well with the team, with the rest of the team. So we'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure Bonaventura could have a positive game here. Matt3G says, hey, Gio, have you seen the starting 11? Yes, I already mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. Azam says, do you think Bonaventura will play well as left mid? Once again, I just mentioned what my thoughts on Bonaventura are, and he says, my prediction is 2-0 for Milan. Ilalu says, hoping Balotelli can get on the score sheet. He needs a goal, and I completely agree. Balotelli needs to get a goal in order to boost himself, and obviously speaking, 5 games remaining. He needs to get goals if he wants to convince the Milan board that he wants to remain. Gabriel says, we're winning for sure. I only hope the result will be backed up by the performance. I just want to see Milan play well, even if they lose. 3-1 for Milan is his prediction. Yeah, I completely agree because, I mean, last game we got the win, but our performance wasn't that good. So hopefully this time we'll see both of them coming in, the performance and the result. Omar says, do you think Balotelli will score if Boateng performs well in that number 10 role? Will he stay at Milan? I hope Balotelli will score, hopefully. Maybe a free kick. Hey, if I get it right, you guys could comment down below. But as for Boateng, honestly speaking, I don't know, because he hasn't been showing much this season. First of all, he didn't get the chance to play much, that's for sure. But will he be able to stay at Milan next season? Frankly speaking, I don't think so. But obviously, there's always that Milan management that does those weird decisions of keeping players that are not supposed to actually be kept and let the ones that are supposed to stay actually leave, if you guys get what I mean. So my prediction is that he won't stay, but there's always a possibility with Milan's management. I'm going to leave it at that because it's a tough question, and honestly speaking, I don't know what could happen. Yes, the game starts in 8 minutes. Math3G says, hopefully Locatelli can get some playing time and also Vito. Well, like I mentioned yesterday in the preview, there's actually a good opportunity for Locatelli to play in this game. If you guys didn't watch the preview, I'll just sum it up briefly here. There are reports saying that in the second half, if Boateng is not really feeling well, or he's just tired in general, he might come off and Bonaventura will be replacing him in that trequartista role, while Montolivo will move to the left of the midfield, making space for Locatelli in that middle. So there is the possibility of actually seeing Locatelli in this match. In my opinion, it's all going to go down to the result at the time of the possible substitution. So we're going to see what happens then, but hopefully we'll see a bit of him at least in this game, because I'm actually curious what this guy could do. I mean, I've watched some Primavera games, but other than that, you know, I want to see how he could do at the professional level in the Serie A, if this guy is capable of actually performing well or not. Obviously speaking, he's not going to get much playing time today, in my opinion, but I'm still pretty curious to see what this guy could do overall. Let's see some last-minute comments, guys, before I sign off. Shadows of Slenderman says, are the Sissoko rumors to Milan true? There have been reports about Sissoko, but I can't tell you anything more than that. I mean, it's just premature reports at the moment. I guess we can leave it at that. I already answered about the Boateng question, so I'm not going to repeat it. So yeah, guys, once again, let me know your predictions down below. I'm curious to know what you guys think is going to be the final scoreline. And if you guys want to leave the goal scorers as well, that'll be nice. I'll be curious to read them, because a lot of people are saying that Milan's going to find it tough. I mean, we're expecting a desperate Carpi side today, so maybe they're going to be pushing more than they're supposed to. If they were in a different position in the standings, I think they would have been a more cautious performance from them. I mean, in terms of roles information, but knowing that they need points at all costs in every game from now on till the end, it's going to be a desperate team. And, expect Carpi to actually push forward. That's my opinion and what we could expect in this game. So let's see some last-minute predictions maybe from you guys. Franco says, I see Ballo scoring today. I started playing better. What I like most from his displays is that Ballo is showing that he cares about playing and wants to prove that he's still a great threat. Completely agree on that fact. I mean, against Atalanta, Juventus, Sampdoria, it's been a different Ballo. I mean, even though he hasn't scored, it's been a different Balotelli altogether. And hopefully he'll finally find a goal soon, because I think he deserves it. Let's not forget that beautiful assist he did on Alex's goal against Juventus. That was great. And I mean, he had so many chances that game too to score on that free kick, on that Buffon save. Let's just say that Balotelli deserves a goal, and hopefully it will come tonight against Carpi. Matt's prediction is 2-0. Let's go Milan. Let's do this. So yeah, guys, I think that could be it for the pre-match live stream. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything related to AC Milan. I'll be back after the game for the match review, so don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with all that. And obviously, we post daily news and so forth here on the channel. So hopefully we'll pick up the 3 points, guys, because we really need it. And I'll be seeing you later on for the match review. So let's go and get this win, guys. As always, Forza Milan.